Our topic for today is all about adding and subtracting rational expressions. But before that, let us first find rational expressions. So, a rational expression is the ratio of two polynomials. In symbol, we write it as P over Q, where Q is not equal to 0. Otherwise, the expression will become undefined. And just like fractions, rational expressions can be classified into two according to the similarities and differences of its denominators. So, the following are its classification. Similar rational expression. These are expressions having the same or like denominators. And the other one is a dissimilar rational expression characterized by having unlike denominators. In performing addition and subtraction of rational expressions, here are some general rules to follow. Rule number 1. Check the denominators. Case 1.1. If denominators are unlike, this is for the case of dissimilar rational expressions, we need to find the LCD first and convert it to like denominators. And for case 1.2, if denominators are like, for the case of similar rational expressions, we can directly proceed to rule number 2, which is to add or subtract the numerators. It is simply doing the given operation. Then, rule number 3 is we copy the common denominator. And lastly, if possible, we do simplification. Since we highlighted the use of LCDs in converting unlike denominators, we will give meaning to it now. Least common denominator or LCD is the least common multiple of the denominators of an expression. And there are techniques to follow the LCD. Technique number 1. We write each denominator as a product of prime factors. For the second one, is we get a sample of each of the factors that occurs in all the denominators. And the product of these factors is the. For the application of the said rules, we will have illustrative examples. Example number 1. Given x over 4 plus 5 minus x over 4, we simply, rule number 1, check its denominator. Since it has the same denominators, which is 4, so when adding similar rational expressions, we add the numerators directly and copy the common denominator. Hence, x over 4 plus 5 minus x over 4 will become x plus 5 minus x all over 4. And since we can combine like terms, we will combine like terms. It will become x minus x plus 5 over 4. And x minus x is 0, so the remaining is 5/4 or 1 and 1/4. Since the answer is in its lowest term, it is our final answer. Therefore, x over 4 plus 5 minus x over 4 is equal to 5/4 or 1 and 1/4. Example number 2. Given 3x plus 4 over x plus 1 minus 2x plus 3 over x plus 1, by looking at its denominators, we know that it is similar rational expressions. In subtracting similar rational expressions, we subtract the numerators directly, then place the result over the common denominator. So, 3x plus 4 over x plus 1 minus 2x plus 3 over x plus 1 is equal to 3x plus 4 minus the quantity of 2x plus 3 over x plus 1. As we see, the expressions have brackets, or we can still simplify it further by using the distributive property. And it will become 3x plus 4 minus 1 times 2x, so negative 2x, minus 1 times 3 is equal to negative 3. And all over x plus 1. We combine like terms, so it will become 3x minus 2x plus 4 minus 3 all over x plus 1. And 3x minus 2x is equal to x, and positive 4 minus 3 is equal to positive 1. And it becomes x plus 1 over x plus 1. We will never forget to simplify it. So x plus 1 over x plus 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, 3x plus 4 over x plus 1 minus 2x plus 3 over x plus 1 is equal to 1. Example number 3. X minus 4 over x minus 2 minus 7 minus 3x over x minus 2 plus 14x over x minus 2. Simply looking at the denominators, since these are similar rational expressions, we directly proceed to the operations in the numerator and retain the common denominator. So, x minus 4 over x minus 2 minus 7 minus 3x over x minus 2 plus 14x over x minus 2 will become x minus 4 minus the quantity of 7 minus 3x plus 14x all over x minus 2. And we use the distributive property. It becomes x minus 4 minus 1 times 7 is negative 7 plus negative 1 times negative 3x is equal to positive 3x plus 14x all over x minus 2. And then we combine like terms. So it becomes x plus 3x plus 14x minus 4 minus 7 all over x minus 2. Then 8x plus 3x plus 14x is equal to 18x, and negative 4 minus 7 is equal to negative 11. So 18x minus 11 all over x minus 2. This is your final answer. Therefore, x minus 4 over x minus 2 minus 7 minus 3x over x minus 2 plus 14x over x minus 2 is equal to 18x minus 11 all over x minus 2. Example number 4. Find the sum of 4 over 2x and 3 over x minus 2. Note that in the denominators, x minus 2 and 2 minus x are opposites, and x minus 2 is equal to negative 1 times 2 minus x. So if we multiply 1 in the form of negative 1 over negative 1 to the first term, which is 4 over 2 minus x, it will become negative 4 over negative 2 plus x and negative 4 over x minus 2. Then, 4 over 2x plus 3 over x minus 2 is equal to negative 4 over x minus 2 plus 3 over x minus 2. And then, rule number 2, we add or subtract the numerator and copy the common denominator. So, negative 4 plus 3 over x minus 2, and we combine like terms, so it becomes negative 1 over x minus 2. Therefore, 4 over 2 minus x plus 3 over x minus 2 is equal to negative 1 over x minus 2. And we can have it another way. Note that x minus 2 and 2 minus x are opposites, and x minus 2 is equal to negative 1 times 2 minus x. So if we multiply 3 over x minus 2 by 1 in the form of negative 1 over negative 1, we will have negative 3 over 2 minus x. Then, 4 over 2 minus x plus 3 over x minus 2 is equal to 4 over 2 minus x plus negative 1 over negative 1 times 3 over x minus 2. We are multiplying negative 1 over negative 1 to the second term in order to attain an expression having the same denominators. So, it is equal to 4 over 2 minus x plus negative 3 over 2 minus x. And rule number 2, we add or subtract the numerators. Then rule number 3, copy the common denominator. So, 4 plus negative 3 all over 2 minus x is equal to 1 over 2 minus x. Therefore, 4 over 2 minus x plus 3 over x minus 2 is also equal to 1 over 2 minus x. If we want to find the LCD, so given denominators are 2 minus x and x minus 2, so our LCD would become 2 minus x times x minus 2. This will be a longer way of solving or finding the answer. So 4 over 2 minus x plus 3 over x minus 2 is equal to, having the LCD, which is 2 minus x over x minus 2 as our new denominator, we will divide it to the original denominator and multiply the result to the numerator. So, 2 minus x times x minus 2 divided by 2 minus x is equal to x minus 2. And we multiply it to the numerator, which is 4. Plus 2 minus x times x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is equal to 2 minus x. And we multiply it to 3. So, we use the distributive property. So, 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 over 2 minus x times x minus 2. Plus, same thing, 3 times 2 is equal to 6, and 3 times negative x is equal to negative 3x, all over 2 minus x times x minus 2. And so, it is equal to 4x minus 8 plus 6 minus 3x over 2 minus x times x minus 2, and equal to 4x minus 3x minus 8 plus 6 all over 2 minus x times x minus 2. We combine like terms because in step 2, we add the numerators, and in step 3, we copy the common denominator. And so it becomes 4x minus 3x is equal to x, and negative 8 plus 6 is equal to 2. So, x minus 2 all over 2 minus x times x minus 2. And step 4 says to simplify if possible. Looking at our answer, x minus 2 over 2 minus x times x minus 2, we see a common factor. Therefore, we get the common factor and multiply it to the remaining expression that will make sense to complete the previous expression. So, x minus 2 over x minus 2 times x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is equal to 1. So, all over 2 minus x times x minus 2 is equal to 2 minus x. And x minus 2 over x minus 2 is equal to 1. Therefore, 4 over 2 minus x plus 3 over x minus 2 is equal to 1 over 2. For example number 5, let us solve negative 1 over x squared plus 3x plus 2 plus 1 over x plus 1. Solution. Since as we see the denominators are unlike, we find the LCD. So, we factor out x squared plus 3x plus 2, it becomes x plus 1 times x plus 2, and x plus 1 is x plus 1 times 1. So, our LCD is now x plus 1 times x plus 2, or simply x squared plus 3x plus 2. Step 1. We find the LCD and convert it to similar rational expressions. So, we will convert it by having the LCD as our new denominator, and we divide it to the original denominator and multiply the result to the numerator. So, it becomes x plus 1 times x plus 2 divided by x squared plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 1. So, negative 1 times 1 plus x plus 1 times x plus 2 divided by x plus 1. So, it becomes x plus 2 and the numerator is 1. So, we use the distributive property. Negative 1 over x plus 1 times x plus 2 plus 1 times x plus 2 is x plus 2. And then, we add or subtract the numerator depending on the given operation. So here our operation is addition. So negative 1 plus x plus 2 all over x plus 1 times x plus 2. And we will combine like terms, so it becomes x plus 2 minus 1 all over x plus 1 times x plus 2. It is by simply following the step 2 and step 3. Then, x plus 2 minus 1 is 1. As we see, x plus 1 over x plus 1 times x plus 2 is not yet in its simplest form because we see a common factor which is x plus 1. And so we factor it out. So x plus 1 over x plus 1 times 1 over x plus 2. And it becomes 1 times 1 over x plus 2. So our final answer is 1 over x plus 2. Negative 1 over x squared plus 3x plus 2 plus 1 over x plus 1 is equal to 1 over x plus 2. For our last example, I have here 1 over x minus 4 plus negative 1 over x plus 4 minus 3x over x squared minus 16. So, we check the denominators. We find out that the denominators are unlike. So, first we find the LCD by factoring out. X minus 4, so x minus 4 times 1. X plus 4 is x plus 4 times 1. And x squared minus 16 is x plus 4 times x minus 4. Therefore, our LCD is x plus 4 times x minus 4 or x squared minus 16. So, we now convert it to like denominators by having the LCD as our new denominator and dividing it to the denominator and multiplying the result to the numerator. So having our LCD divided by x minus 4, the result is x plus 4. So 1 times x plus 4. Copy the operation which is addition. And the LCD divided by x plus 4, we have x minus 4. So we multiply it to negative 1. Then copy the operation which is minus. Then LCD divided by x squared minus 16 is equal to 1. So 1 times 3x is equal to x. So, it is equal to x plus 4 all over x plus 4 times x minus 4 plus negative x plus 4 all over x plus 4 times x minus 4 minus 3x over x plus 4 times x minus 4. And then, it becomes x plus 4 plus the quantity of negative x plus 4 minus 3x all over x plus 4 over x minus 4. And we use the distributive property, so it becomes x plus 4 minus x plus 4 minus 3x all over x plus 4 times x minus 4. It is by following the step 2 and step 3. Then, we combine like terms, so x minus 3x plus 4 all over x plus 4 times x minus 4. So, x minus 3x is equal to negative 3x and plus 4 is equal to positive 8, the denominator is x plus 4 times x minus 4. Or it can be negative 3x plus 8 times x squared minus 16, or 8 minus 3x over x squared minus 16. Or 1 over x minus 4 plus negative 1 over x plus 4 minus 3x over x squared minus 16 is equal to negative 3x plus 8 all over x plus 4 times x minus 4, or negative 3x plus 8 all over x squared minus 16. Something important, this is Novum Mainit Lipon.